What's going on, everyone? Alliance Work here, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showcasing everything you need to know about doing the Motherlode on a mythic keystone. So, for those who do not know, Motherlode has been announced as one of the Season 2 War Within Keystone dungeons. And with that being said, this dungeon will no longer be soloable. This dungeon will be scaled up to level 80 to match the War Within current dungeons. So if there's anything you need to do in the Motherlode, I would suggest you get on it now. But with that being said, let's hop into the dungeon and showcase everything you need to know. Mobs, trash, etc. Because this dungeon has some pretty annoying trash. And one such trash mob you need to worry about is the mech jockey. So, the mech jockey will essentially be a mob that will attempt to mount a mechanized peacekeeper. I'm trying to see if I can get him to do it. I don't know if he's going to do it. But essentially, like I said, I don't know if he's still going to do it. It doesn't look like he's trying to. But if they do, they'll run over to the mech suit and they'll start channeling on it. They will only ever channel onto a mech suit one time. I have never seen a mech jockey channel onto a mech suit more than once. So just keep that in mind, because if that mech suit goes up, congratulations, you now have more work to do. On top of finishing off the mech jockey you failed to do, you now have to face a full health elite mob that just hits like an absolute truck. So the next one we're going to be talking about is the refreshment vendor. She has an ability she does called Iced Spritzer. So this is basically reducing your movement speed by 15%, and if it full casts without being interrupted, you will be stunned. I think this can target the tank as well, though I am not entirely sure. So the next guy we're going to be talking about is the Addled Thug. This guy will essentially cast a berserk on himself with Inhale Vapors. You can interrupt it, you can soothe the enrage. But if he gets that buff off, he's going to be hitting like a truck. Also, in this particular area, it is very easy to pull many mobs at once due to the AoE you have. The Hired Assassin really just does like Fan of Knives and just does some AoE. Absolutely nothing too overly complicated. As you saw, he just cast Toxic Blades, Inhale of whatever the hell that word is. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. But essentially, when he has his Toxic Venom up, all of his attacks will do a dot. So, I want to try and see if I can get a mech jockey to actually run to their mech suit. Oh yeah, they also do concussive charge. Yeah, like I said, for some reason they're not going to their suit. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but at least we can use this guy to showcase what the mechanized peacekeeper does. So if a jockey does get in the suit, you will have charged claw you have to deal with, which is just a chance for it to cast chain lightning, and it's more or less the same thing as a shaman ability. They also have a disorienting cloud puddle that they do, and for the most part, you know, it's just a very hard-hitting mob. And then he does an energy shield, which is more or less just a frontal shield. Run behind him, and boom. Congratulations. The mech jockey has now fallen out, and you now have to deal with him. Same thing as a normal mech jockey, yada yada. Off-duty laborers are nothing special. But yeah, like I said, not sure why they're not going into the mech suits. I don't know if that was a hot fix or not, but once you get to this pool, essentially I would not really worry too much about the hired assassin, but the vendor and the peacekeeper more, as they are going to be the problem ones, especially the refreshment vendor with that stun. You don't want that stun going off. These morons purchased the extended warranty, and now they're going to pay the price. Welcome to the coin-operated crowd pummeler. So, for this boss, tanks, you want to make sure you're facing this guy away, because he does do a charged claw. I think it's a static pulse is just knockback. All that'll do is just knock you back. Foot bomb launcher will give you an arrow when you're near it, and then you just kick it towards the boss. The boss will take increased damage, and if you kick it at another player, they will take increased damage. If someone gets caught in the blast being too close to the boss, they will be taking increased damage. The trick here is you want the foot bombs to hit the boss, because the more of them that hit the boss, the more increased damage he's going to take. As you can see right here, damage taken increased by 50. But if I let it blow up on me, okay, I'm probably not going to be able to showcase that. And I do believe Coin Magnet is really just a pseudo enrage. But for the most part, that's really all there is to this boss. Don't be in front of him for the giant static claw thing. Kick the balls at the boss. If everyone is not in the way of the football bombs, they will do a lot of damage to the boss, and he will be dead before you know it. Pretty easy boss all in all. Now this trash can get pretty crazy pretty quick because there is a lot of it. But essentially you want to focus the Venture Co. Earthshaper, as these guys basically play the role of a resto shaman. The mine rats are really nothing interesting, but the Earthshapers, they are the ones who will attempt to heal their allies, and then the Wonton Sappers, they're just going to throw bombs everywhere. As you can see right there, wow, that was actually pretty cool. So the Wonton Sappers, they just toss their bombs all over the place and then just don't get caught in it. Now, once you get over here, we need to talk about the Stone Fury. So the Stone Furies, you do a cast called Furious Quake. As you can see, Furious Quake can be interrupted. If you want to pull more than one of these, you can. But essentially, if you have all three Stone Furies pulled, you need one person interrupting each Stone Fury, because each one of these casts does pulsing AoE damage. Like I said, if you have good communication and teamwork, you can pull all three of these and not have a single Furious Quake go off. Otherwise, you know, that Furious Quake AoE is going to kind of rock your world. But that's really the only notable thing you need to know about here and to Azeroth. Aside from Taskmaster Aksari, who is really nothing too overly exciting. Yeah, he has his abilities, he has his things he does, but the only thing you have to worry about is him doing cover. So here you want to focus him first, or, you know, focus the shamans first and just push through the little covered damage reduction that he's giving his allies. Now, if you want to get real cheeky, Warlocks really kind of excel in this dungeon for one reason only, and that is because of Banish. for this fight in particular, Banish will completely remove an Earth Rager from the fight, and if you want, you can use the fracking totems to CC a Earth Rager. As you see right there, incapacitated for a minute. However, with time, the boss will call more Earth Ragers with his ability to call Earth Rager. Also, the Earth Ragers cannot be tanked. So my advice for how to handle the Earth Ragers, and this is probably the more optimal advice, is just bring them all into melee range, even the ranged ones, and just AoE them down. You AoE them down, they're no longer an issue. Resonant Pulse is what's going to cause the... son of a gun. Well, when he does it again. Resonant Pulse is going to cause them all to do Resonant Quake. So if you have all of the ads alive, it's going to be a problem. He's also going to infuse the ads as well. So essentially, if you remove the Earth Ragers from this fight, most of his mechanics go right out the window, as his abilities are more or less super dependent on the Earth Ragers being alive. But with that being said, hold on, I just want to see. Okay, so yeah, he does continuously call more ads, so the best course of method here is to just AoE them down, then kill the boss. Like I said, he's a very ad-reliant boss. You kill his ads, he's got nothing. Then you're one hop, skip, and a jump ride down to the R&D area. So right here, we want to talk about the Venture Co. Masterminds. I believe that's the problem child in this pack. Okay, so they have Energy Lash. Is it the assistant? I'm not sure. I really want to say there's one mob here in particular we're really kind of looking for. You know, Leech Globules, whatever. Echo Blades, whatever. I'm looking for one ability because I know someone casts it here. I really want to say it's the Masterminds, but I'm also... no, it's the Alchemist. Okay. There we go. The Venture Co. Alchemists are the problem child you want to be aware of here. Is they do an ability called Caustic Compound, which is just a dot. But they also have one other ability they do, and I'm really hoping to kind of showcase it here. Come on, I know you guys do it. We'll pull these as well. See, another Alchemist, see if they do it. One of them's got to do it. So, I'll just say, you know, we're over here, we got all these guys on this wall waiting for them to cast it. One of them will do a polymorph on you. I think it's called, like, transmute to slime or something like that. When they do this cast, essentially you will get turned into a slime. Healers, you can dispel this. And it is highly advised that you do dispel this. Because once it's dispelled, it will be able to allow the other player to join back in the fight. You do not want them to be polymorphed for too long. So, Rixa Flux Flame really is nothing too overly spectacular. Let's just be absolutely honest here. I can hype her up, say, you know, this, that, and the other, but no, she is absolutely a patchwork fight through and through. The only thing this girl does is she shoots Azurite onto the floor, and then she'll push it around. She'll shoot you with her gun. Like I said, I can hype this girl up as much as I want, but at the end of the day, she is absolutely nothing special. The propeller blast is what will push the Azurite stuff around. But like I said, all in all, I cannot hype Rixa up. She is nothing spectacular. So you've made it to the final leg of the dungeon. Awesome. So now you have the expert technicians. These guys will heal anyone who they can. And then you have the Venture Code War Machine, which is just a lot of damage coming from a mech suit. As you can see, Overcharge and then Repair is what is going to be healing this guy. And then Overcharge is a damage buff. So like I said, you want to kill the expert technician first. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. And then the ordnance specialists are really just mobs that do artillery barrage, which is call fire in from the sky. That's literally all they do. I can hype them up as much as I want. They're nothing special. Now, the Blackfeast Bomblings will trigger and fixate whoever basically is nearby when they become active. And you can basically just kite them until you kill them or whatever. The Venture Coast Sky Scorchers really are nothing too overly special either. As long as you're focusing the technicians, you should have an easy time with this trash. Because like I said, they're buffing their allies and healing their allies. But on your way up, you should have 2, maybe 3 technicians if you get unlucky. And then congratulations, you have made it to Mogul Razdunk. He is the final boss of the Motherlode, and his abilities are fairly straightforward. He does a Gatling gun, which he will rotate clockwise or counterclockwise. And then he will summon these Boomba bots. And the homing missile, you just want to take that out of the group so you don't blow it up on other people. And the little bots are just going to do all of those little fire swirls on the ground. This is the Gatling gun. Essentially just run, try to stay behind the boss. He'll kind of give you a little indicator before he actually does it. As you see, if you had to choose between getting hit by those 2 abilities because of the overlap there, honestly, I would take the Gatling gun over the swirl. It also depends on health percentage too. Okay, so I'm going to try and transition him into his second phase so we can showcase that, because I really feel like his second phase does not get the recognition it deserves on how to properly do it. Oh shit. Okay. Come on, I'm trying to make a video here. Dude, is he not going to do his second phase? Okay, so for his second phase, since he obviously doesn't want to do it, he will drop these 3 barrels on the ground and he will gain invincibility. What this means is the boss will target a specific player for Drill Smash. And then what you want to do for Drill Smash is you want to take it to one of the 3 barrels and have the boss slam down on it. So that way you can break his shield. Once you do that 3 times, the fight resumes back into phase 1. You kill the mech suit. I'm kind of mad they don't have this ability being showcased. But yeah, once that's here, you just kill the boss and GG. Like I said, I'm kind of let down that I wasn't able to really showcase that fight to its full extent. But like I said, if you get the arrow on your head for drill smash, just run to the barrels. When you see a circle on the ground, you're free to move. But with that being said, we're going to wrap this video up. If you guys did enjoy this video, do consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. And I will see you guys for the next video. Have a wonderful, fantastic rest of your day.